back with Bobby and JJ Radio. We're learning everything about this great organization, the Susan G. Komen, here in the San Antonio metro area. We're realizing how much they do for the city, what kind of fundraisings they have, and how they've touched and helped a lot of women and men here in the San Antonio metro area. I want to introduce our next guest, which is a fine young lady named Cindy Rosen. She's graduated from St. Mary's Law in 2002, did her undergrad at UT. She's currently an attorney that focuses on building relationships that answer legal questions in the kind of the construction industry, kind of a very keen and niche as far as law is concerned.
Right.
The one thing about Cindy, though, is that you've been affected by breast cancer.
Yes, that's right.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about your story with breast cancer.
Sure. So in 2012, my little sister, my only sister, Vanessa, was diagnosed with breast cancer. She was 35 years old at the time, and she was a mother to two kids who were 8 and they were about 12 and 15 years old at the time. She had a 6th grader and a freshman in high school. And we didn't have any family history of the disease. She didn't have any history of any type of cancer herself. So the diagnosis really came as a shock.
Sure.
Out of the blue. And Vanessa was a nurse, so she started figuring out her treatment options, and she, almost immediately began treatment and went through chemotherapy, surgery, and reconstruction, and she was cancer-free for a year. But unfortunately, her cancer came back in 2014, and she passed away last June.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I know that you're heavily involved in the Komen Foundation. You're actually the co-chair for the Komen Grants Committee. Tell us about that and your involvement in there.
Yeah, that's right. Fortunately through, some people might call it coincidence. I don't think it was coincidence. I had a good friend, a colleague of mine at the firm at the time, who had been the grants co-chair and was rolling off, and so she asked me if I'd like to get involved. And this was at the time that my sister was still in treatment, actually, in her primary treatment. So I got involved with Susan G. Komen here in San Antonio that way, and started to learn about all the great work that they do here in the community to help patients and their families.
Cindy, can you tell us what your work with the Susan G. Komen mean to you?
Well, yeah. I mean, at the time when Vanessa was in treatment, and and when she was better, it was one way that I felt that I could do something to support her. I mean, I'm not a doctor or a scientist, so I can't actually couldn't treat her, couldn't find the cure myself, but it was something that I could do positively to make it a little bit better, in addition to supporting my sister. And now that my sister has passed on, I feel for me it's a way of connecting with her, actually.
For sure.
And to feel her presence in my life still, because my little sister was a very altruistic person.
Sure.
I think that's one of the reasons that she was a nurse. She cared about people a lot, and she wanted to take care of people. And she was also always really aware of people who didn't have it as good as she did.
Sure.
So, she was very grateful that she had a job, that she had support, that she had family. But not everybody, is in that position. And so that's one of the things that we can do in the community and through Komen, is to help people out who might not have all those resources.
For sure. What would you tell families that are listening that are supporting their loved ones with breast cancer, through breast cancer?
Well, I would tell them first, really 3 things. And the first is, as Laura and our other guests have said, don't panic, don't give up hope. There is a lot. Every day there are new advances being made in breast cancer treatment. There are a lot of different options. So don't let the fear of the word cancer or breast cancer scare you into thinking that it's a hopeless situation. Get yourself educated so that you can support your loved one and be there for them. And, in a strange way, recognize that being able to be a caregiver and a support person is a gift in your life, to be able to really show your love for the person that you care about. So I think nobody wants this to happen,
Sure.
but it can in some ways be a gift in your life.
Sure. Just to be able to figure it out and see how you can give back.
Right, absolutely.
Well, I really do appreciate you coming by. And
Well, I
tell us-
appreciate y'all having us on.
Yeah, tell us your story about you and your family. I know this is a great organization that everyone needs to get involved with immediately. There's a big race April 9th. Everyone has to sign up, either volunteer, go run, pass out water to Bobby because he will be passing out himself. You can check more information out at Komen, that's KOMEN, sanantonio.org. You can also call them directly at 210-222-9009. Again, that's 222-9009, and get more information on any of this stuff at info@sakomen.net. That's our show for this week. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or be a fan of our show at bobbyandjzradio.com. This is on Sunday. Tomorrow we'll have everything on SoundCloud for you to download and stream. And if you want to see these beautiful women on YouTube, give us about a week and it'll be on our website. We'll see you next week.